What's going on, everyone? I hope you're all having a great day. And today, we are going to go over, in my opinion, what the best Scuf control is for the Xbox One. I can't tell you how many times I've researched and tried to watch videos of people doing reviews, and they're all about PlayStation. And I get it, but everyone likes their own thing. I'm an Xbox guy, I'm invested in it. And I've invested in some controllers, and I have pretty much like three of the top dogs that I have been playing with. I've been playing with a Scuf for, God, since I want to say BO3. I invested in a Scuf. My first one, it was the Scuf Infinity 1. Got that one ever since. I've given it away actually because it was just laying around. I wasn't really using it. Then I got another one, and then I purchased a Scuf Elite controller, which was my first dabble into the Elite controller, which is actually surprisingly not that bad. It definitely has some flaws. I will give it that, but it's a solid controller. And lastly, the one and ever since then I got a Xbox Elite controller. Had that for a while. I ended up trading it in once the Elite 2 controller came out, which is like backup I currently use, or if I just feel like using it, I will. I use that, and I now have a Scuf Prestige, I believe it is. That is the latest one. I'll show you. I've had this the longest of the three that I'm going to show you. It's this right here. It's got the different dome thumbsticks on it. I got my left one is just moving around, and this is my aiming. Comes with the concave. These are the Scuf thumbsticks that are on them. It has the paddles on the back. I'm missing my right paddle over here. I'll explain that later, but yep, this is the Scuf Prestige controller. Really good controller. Works great, but we'll get into that one later. And then the other one I bought right after this, or I just traded it in, is the Elite 2 controller. Okay, I have a Control Freak on it right now. Really, really solid controller. This is my back paddle setup currently that I have for it. But yeah, very, very good controller as well. Love the metalness to it for sure. Just feels like a expensive controller, and it is. And for my third controller, it's the Battle Beaver. The Battle Beaver is a great controller. I've had it for about a week. I ordered it back in April. I just got it in beginning of July. So there's right now like a 2 to 3 month wait time. I kind of went all in on it. This is easily my most expensive one, and I'll go over that when we review them. But that is what this one looks. I love the Avengers, so I actually have the little Avengers logo right there. You can see it. Yeah, there it is. I got the Space Out theme. I got the Control Freak on this one. I got whited out that, and then I got like a star back for the galaxy, which is actually textured. It's pretty awesome. And then this one is not paddles. This one is buttons, actually, which is pretty neat. So it has the jack, just like all of them. The only difference was this one actually just has kind of like a regular Xbox back, but doesn't compromise it. But this one's definitely my favorite looking wise. I love the look of this controller. But anyway, without further ado, we are going to dive in. First off, we're going to talk about the Xbox Elite 2 controller. Awesome controller. I really do like it a lot. Positives, I love the thumbsticks on it. The customability, customization. What's the word I'm looking for? You get what I'm saying. Once you have it in hand, probably rivals the Scuf. because like even so, if you see here on the back, you have three levels. So I can get it for you. You have three levels of the distance you want it to travel. So all the way up, you have your longest travel, right? You drop it down a click, goes about half. You drop it all the way down, very short. Maybe half an inch, not even. Very short. So that's really nice, and you can easily flip it. So if you're in game, and you're playing Call of Duty Warzone, and for whatever reason, you kind of just feel like you want to aim and have your left one a little longer, you can just easily flip through it, whatever reason. Or if you're switching games and you go to a racing game, you can just go to the back, flip that switch back up, and you can play a racing game, which is pretty awesome. Not to mention on the front here, this is my little Control Freak extension, but it comes with everything you need, and they're all magnetic. This goes right on. The same thing with the other one. Even this part, you can take this off, all magnetic. You can throw different ones on if you want, which is pretty awesome. You can go in and customize and select your own different profiles that you want. You can increase the tension of these with a screw. Actually, you turn it and it increases the thumb tension, which is pretty cool. I've kind of tweaked that a little bit, and because it's by Xbox, when you go in and play on Xbox, it really gets fine tuned and customized. But there's one thing that I don't know, like these aren't bad. These are actually I want to say these are the higher ones, or these are supposed to go low, but I have these high, and for me personally, they fit right there. The other ones, I hate the positioning of them. I don't know why. That's one thing I really kind of don't like about it. It is also heavier than the other ones. So if you really like a light controller, I'd kind of maybe steer clear from this one. But I'll tell you what, one huge thing that I don't know why the other two have not done that could actually kind of break and is actually better than these two is that port right there. That is a USB Type C port. Okay. All the PC, keyboard, mouse, anything, all that stuff, USB Type C, best, fastest connection. And that is what this has. The other ones are micro USB. So I've actually kind of noticed when I play on PC, and sometimes even Xbox, that I get a little bit better response with this, believe it or not. But overall, feel and quickness of other things have affected it. But all in all, this controller is awesome. It also comes with an awesome travel case. It is expensive. I believe I got this for $180. It could be lower right now, $150, or it might be around $200. But for the price, this thing is solid. You could easily get a Scuf or a Battle Beaver and go way over. And I guess one last thing too is, there's not really a lot of color options either. You kind of just have your black. But this is a really solid controller. And yeah, so next one we're going to talk about is the Scuf. All right, the Scuf Prestige. Scuf has come a long way, for sure. Overall, compared to the texture on this one, the grip and the texture on this is just definitely has my favorite grip personally. Maybe it's because I've broken it in more. That might have to do with it. Like even there, you might be able to see I already have it kind of like rubbed off on the rubber from how I grip it, but it's really grippy. I like the thumbsticks on it. They're really good. And in this one you can fully customize it online, and even the faceplate comes off. There's actually like a little, I don't know if you can see it. There's a little lip. You probably can't, but you dip. Let me see. It's on the left side. It's on the right side. Sorry. Let's see if you can catch that. right there. Camera won't really adjust, but there's a little lip. You literally just pull it. I'll do it on here. And then it pops off. Kind of. Sort of. Really. Kind of just undid it. But yeah. So you do it. It pops off. And then you literally just lift it up. And it shows the inside of the controller. Yeah. So that's pretty cool, actually. You know, I got my vibrators out personally, but to make it a lot lighter, because I don't like vibration on my controllers. But you know, then you can take the thumbsticks off, fully customize them. You can get white ones on them, whatever. So that's a really neat feature. You can even change the yellow parts I have here, or volt green, whatever. But yeah, you just put that puppy back on. It's like a click magnetic kind of thing, and personally it works just fine for me. I do have a buddy who has an issue where like this piece doesn't go down all the way, and he can like see the light through, and it kind of messes up. But he just recently fixed it, so it should be fine. But yeah, thumbsticks, you know, those are good. Everything is clickable. Still has the port. The grip's really good. The hair trigger, there's only 2 settings on this actually. So you'll see right here, these are the shortest. You can also adjust them more with the hex screw to go as tight as you can. But this is actually the tightest it'll let me go on COD. I literally sat in there and I made it short as possible, and I kind of messed up because I tightened it all the way, and then when I was going to the game, it was just automatically doing right. It was just going right, and which it was going to the right, and then it was just shooting. It was just shooting the whole time. So I had to loosen it right to where it wouldn't shoot, so I had like the fastest time possible. But you can see here, so that's the shortest it goes. That's actually kind of a lot of travel in my opinion, because then obviously like when you undo it, they go all the way down pretty much. You know, here I'll do this one. So that's all the way down. That's hair trigger. So that's what you have for that. This is also nice. Before they didn't have this feature. You had to get your little screw out and undo it, which you really couldn't do mid game. And like that's kind of an issue because you have to adjust the pull point. But when I R trigger all the way down and I'm driving with my Scuf, it doesn't read as 100%. So it only drives the vehicle at like half speed. So I have to like manually in game undo that, and then it's like if I want to get out in a gunfight, my R trigger is messed up, and then I got to put it back, and that's just really annoying. So that's kind of a bummer there. I wish they were a little bit more in tune on the Windows or Microsoft's Xbox compatibility thing, but I understand. I mean, because with this, I mean it much better intuitively than both controllers with that. But yeah, so let's talk about the paddles. So the paddles on the back, I have them all remappable through the electromagnetic key that you just put on, and then you know there are instructions on you can do any face button back on the paddles, which is perfect if you're jumping or aiming or going about. You know, you want to jump or slide through a corner and look to your left and be able to shoot without having to take your finger off any of the, you know, your joysticks. It's really awesome and solid. Like I purchased it just because it was during jump packs. So, you know, it was like, oh, I have to get this or else I'm going to be behind the curve. So yeah, so for these, they have a little spike. I don't know if you can see them. You can see for that one. Maybe not. Yeah, there we go. So there's a spike that you press, and it presses a button. I'll show you. Oh, I actually can't take them off. Just kidding. Well, you see on this empty one, there's a little dot right there. And there's under the paddle, there's a little beam thing that like presses it, like a little pick. And I mean, it's not that hard of a click. I kind of do like the plastic feel of it, but there is a huge issue that has made me not like this. And here's the thing. I have broken this right paddle for whatever reason. This one I haven't even changed since I bought it. I've had this controller for like 8 months. This paddle is broken on me like 3 times, and it's like I go to buy a new pack for $12-15, and it's just like, okay, now I gotta buy another one and another one. It's like I just bought a brand new Xbox controller from GameStop for some like one paddle, and then I got a bunch of extras. That's ridiculous. Okay, and I'll tell you why. There's a design flaw, which I don't know if Scuf will ever watch this, but if you do, you gotta fix this. So on the back where the paddle goes in, okay, there's a little bridge. Okay, it's like, I'll use my pinky. That right here, those little bridges are gapped for when this goes in. And if you see on this paddle, let's see if it can. Oh, it's focusing on me. Maybe if I like put this here, you'll be able to see it. Maybe not, but right, if you can kind of look, it's really thin on this little circular curve that it has. It's, let me see if I can, here's a pen. So like, if I hold this up, okay, now it's solid, okay, but look, right here, it is so small. There we go. It is such a small piece of plastic that is keeping this whole thing together right here. It's horrible. Like right there. That is so small. That part has snapped off on me 3 times on my right side. I don't know why it hasn't on the left side, but in my opinion, that's a design flaw. They need to make it just a little thicker and not have that much tension, you know, because I mean, I've taken it in, you know, it goes in and then you push it down and then it's back in, you know, and it clicks fine, but now my A button where I normally would press what this is, I press there, and you know, it is what it is. I'll get used to it, but that is really annoying. But for whatever reason, though, this is light. This controller is so light. It is way lighter than the Elite. I mean, but I can't get the rumbles out on this one. But I mean, literally twice, if not 3 times lighter with this. And for whatever reason, this one just feels so much better in the hand after hours of gaming. It just feels right. I don't have after 8 months, I don't actually have any drift here. Like these don't really drift off. The tension on them's perfect. They well, not perfect, but you know, I can stick it here and it goes back to the middle every time, no matter what. I don't have that kind of, what's it called, that ghost drift or whatever. I don't have that. But this is probably my second favorite. I personally like, if they just fix that paddle issue, like it would easily, I would pick it over that Elite 2 controller every time. But the other problem is I really like this Control Freak on here. I really do like it a lot. I just prefer it over everything else. But for whatever reason, Scuf's own thumbsticks, you cannot put a Control Freak on. It just doesn't fit. Period. You could try to. It's way too big for that. So maybe they just want you to use your own. And I don't know why they're not compatible with Control Freaks. Control Freaks are very popular, but so if you're a must-have on the Control Freak, my option would be when you customize order your Scuf, click on it and pick on the one area that where you customize your thumbsticks. Just choose the regular Xbox One button and or your thumbstick. So just choose the Xbox thumbstick, and so you won't have their customized one. And then you should be able to use a Control Freak, because then you can just throw that on. And then you can buy their own afterwards. I kind of wish I did that, but quite frankly, I didn't think that I would need to, honestly, but that's kind of unfortunate. I don't want to have to just pay for that one part, which is going to cost me shipping and everything else. It's just annoying. You know, I mean, this controller here was like $230. I think it was a little bit more expensive than my Elite, but yeah. Either way, though, I mean, the thumbsticks are awesome. Though I'm not gonna lie. You know, I have the concaved on the left and the domed here. It's still a solid controller. It's still micro USB. It doesn't have a battery pack, but yeah. So that is the Scuf Prestige. Now, my new baby, which is just phenomenal. Okay, I'll even show you because I went all overboard on this one. I did. I even got, you know, the light changes, color. If you can see that. You probably can't because of where it is, but no, it changes color from red to green. You know, just everything RGB there. Let me just turn my Xbox on. Yeah. But no, so you know, I blacked out the ABYX button, the select and start button, whited those out. This is their own custom interchangeable thumbsticks that I got. This is like the Xbox one. It kind of just, you just pull it off and it goes back on. Pretty straightforward. And they actually have the PS4 ones. They came with like PS4 and Xbox One versions, but like their own version, I guess. And the Control Freak doesn't really fit on this one. But it fits on the PlayStation one, which is fine for me because the Control Freak's going on it, and I don't care. I care about what the Control Freak feels, and it's perfect. You know, so it's like my left one's still long, or my right one's still long versus the left. For how I hold it, perfect. Let's see, what else did I do to it? I enhanced the bumpers to where it's not just like a one side click, like the whole thing goes down, and they're solid clicks. Now, the bread and butter of this controller, honestly, is the tension in the hair triggers. Unreal. Okay, way better than the Elite 2 and the Scuf. Okay, the thumb tension on this, it says increase, but it's like, apparently it's the Xbox 360 controller tension versus the regular Xbox One. Like, I think the Xbox One controller is like 60... Well, I don't even know the specific metric for it, but let's just say grams. Like, let's say it's like a 60-gram pull. No, I'm gonna say 60 grams. Whatever, never mind. Let's just say it's let's say it takes 60 whatever to pull this. For this controller, I think it's up to 90. So it's got a little bit more tension, like a 360, and I just love it, especially for sniping long range or those fine adjustments, for you to have just a little bit pull, so you don't, you know, when you're in a gunfight and your hands start to tense up and you get stronger, you don't have those jerky motions when you're aiming, and it makes a big difference. Like, lately, all my kills per game have gone up. Like, it's been going, and I've noticed the improvement, but it's probably because of the hair triggers. Okay. So, let me show you real quick before I show you this. I'm going to put... Okay, so this is the Xbox One Elite 2 controller's hair trigger. Alright, that's pretty short. Okay. Now, this isn't the shortest it can go, but this is the shortest that'll let me go for Call of Duty. So... that one's pretty long. Now, look at this bad boy. Are you kidding me? It's a mouse click. That is insanely short. So this is the smart trigger. I got them for both too. You can imagine my FAL trigger. It's pretty good, but you get the point. They're called smart triggers. It's literally a mouse click. It's awesome. Definitely takes some getting used to, because before, like, it was never so short. Sometimes I'd slightly pull up on my left side and I'd pull out of aiming, but that's user error. I just got to get used to it. So that's like a huge game changer. This like grip on it, I like. I'm getting used to it, because a new controller, for whatever reason, you just sweat a ton. I have gamer grip, but I got to get used to it. I like the grip on this. I'm used to the grip. It's the Scuf almost has more of like a tire grip on it, if you will. And I rarely ever sweat on the Vantage, or I'm sorry, the Prestige Scuf controller. But for this one, these white dots are actually textured on it, which is really cool. Um, and then on the back I have like as it's kind of like a textured hex plastic. I don't know if it'll even come. No, I probably won't capture it, but and then for these, I have for the buttons. Now I honestly thought that my fingers would go here. That this is just my fault, but actually, like, kind of, I don't want to have to have my. I want to, have some curve to my hands when I grip a controller, and when I hold it, I'll tell you what, my fingers perfectly hit these buttons. I mean, just like if I just went to grab it, just naturally, just right here, my finger is so, just, boom, just that's where I want to click, and then it's like when I have to mark something. So the way I have it on my right side, I mark with the bottom one for Warzone. So I'll play. Oh, I see him. I see him. Just mark. Super quick, super easy. These are like the soft pressed ones, and then I wish these textured buttons could come in a different color because they're like a clearish brown, which is kind of ugly to me. But they're like textured a little bit, and they're bigger than normal apparently. And they're super clicky. I love the click on them, and they move a little bit. They're not just like so. If you're kind of pinching it here and you miss, it still clicks it. You don't only need to be on the center with it, which is really nice. But yeah, no, I love the placement of them. The controller feels just so good in hand once you get used to it, and it's so comfy to. You can just imagine. I mean, it just helps you in every way, and it's awesome. And the thumbstick tension and the fact that I can throw a control freak on here, so it's almost kind of like if these two kind of had a baby, and then I just fully decked it out. It's kind of just like everything you could want on the Battle Beaver, and it's just awesome. And then I mean, literally, even for that faceplate, I custom made that because I love the Avengers, so I made it like the Avengers assemble. Like the whole galaxy and everything, and that's just what I wanted to make with it, and it's awesome. I love this controller. And by the way, doing it now, they're about the same weight. Actually, this one might be lighter. This yeah, this might be lighter, honestly. So that's interesting. And I don't know if I mentioned this, but like on this one, it doesn't come with a battery pack. Like you can't take the back off at all. You can just take those off, which is interesting, versus this one's just regular. But yeah, negatives though, like if I had any negatives, I really haven't had any so far. My only issue is that maybe like when I first bought it, which it's probably just because it was stiff, but on here when I would go up to run and then go to sprint, when I went to press it, it just wouldn't press. Like it like I have auto attack sprint, so it's fine, but I kind of like have been breaking it in. Like I think it's fine now. Yeah, it's fine now. But like when I got it off rip, when I went up on here and then tried to press that to sprint, couldn't do it. Just could not do it. So lastly, we got the Xbox Elite 2 controller. It's a great pick. If you just want it now, you can go to the store, get it, and you immediately have your paddles in the back, upgradable. It works. It's an overall great controller. But then, if you want to customize a little bit more and you want to go to the safe side, Scuf is probably the biggest company, very reputable. They have a lot of add-ons that you can get. Feel free, get a Scuf. And it's a really solid controller. I wish they would do something with the paddles. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm the only one. If it happens to you, please leave a comment. I want to know, like, if it's the same thing, if you're having the same issue in the same spot on that paddle or not. Because for whatever reason, though, it's like there's no way I could be pulling it differently on the right side because the left side hasn't broken, but my right side's broken 3 times. That doesn't make any sense. So, but anyway, so yeah, that's this one. Scuf Prestige. And I'm going to declare it. Battle Beaver, I've paid full price. I'm not sponsored in any way by any of them, okay? I'm a small streamer, but, which, by the way, twitch.tv/subfiled. Check me out. Follow. Just come hang out. It's just chill gameplay. I'll be happy to speak with you on stream or even hop up in the Discord and we can talk if you want. If you have any questions about these, feel free. And if you're really feeling it and you're liking the gameplay, subscribe. It would help out a lot. I purchased all these with my own money. Like I said, I'm not sponsored. But I gotta say, Battle Beaver, a much smaller company, but their controller takes the cake. This thing is amazing. And I think it is a lot more customizable. The fact that you can change the tension of the bumpers. You can get hybrid triggers versus smart triggers. Because honestly, though, like when it comes to racing, though, I'll be honest. If it's racing, you might want to cop this. Like racing games, this with the vibration, and then you can adjust the tension on these, or even the Scuf, or you stick with a Battle Beaver and you get they have hybrid triggers which are longer, and they have racing triggers too. So I'm a first person shooter guy, and I have other controllers that I can do that, and I wanted one specifically for Call of Duty, and they had what I wanted. And I'll tell you what, I just can't get. That is just, I can't. It's just, are you kidding me? That is phenomenal. Just every Call of Duty player's dream right there. So, this one takes the cake for me. I'm sure that if, you got the racing one or another version and you had it, it's awesome. And not to mention, this has like a lifetime warranty. If any of the back paddles or buttons are messed up, you send it to them. I think you just got to pay for shipping, and they'll fix it for you, unless they notice that you had a rage moment and you chuck that thing at your monitor or at a wall. I think they'll be able to tell, but they seem like a really solid company out in Texas, and yeah, they're killing it with these controllers. So that's the end of the video. I hope you all enjoyed. I hope I answered some questions or concerns that you might have had, or that this helps your decision. And I kind of went on a limb. I didn't really have much guide for it when I did it, but I got them, and I've had a decent amount of time with the majority of them. The Battle Beaver the least, but this thing's awesome. Unless it shoots the poop, I might have to make a video on that later, but I don't think it will. Like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please like the video, subscribe if you're new, go follow me on Twitch. The link will be in my bio. And yeah, if you have any other questions or concerns, please leave a comment. I will respond as soon as I can with the answer and try to help you guys out with any questions you might have. And yeah, and also if you like the video enough to where you maybe want me to go in depth more on a specific one, please let me know that as well. And yeah, so I hope you guys are staying safe out there, staying 6 feet. I know I am. I'm in here. So I hope you all have a wonderful day under the circumstances. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Scott 'em.